We are assembling the Christmas gnome. So I have my pieces laid out, and let's start assembling. So I'm going to start by putting the panels on the main box of the box card. The square, the smaller square, that's not a square, it's a rectangle, goes on the back for the sentiment. And then we have the panels for the sides and the front. There is just a slight border. I had this cute paper that has little tiny gnomes on it from Maja Design. So I'm using the little gnomes on my gnome card. It's so cute. So this box card is designed to look like he's holding a gift in his lap. And I hope you guys cannot hear my son, who was yelling at his computer because he's gaming with his friends. And if you can, I apologize because I can't yell at him right now to stop yelling. Okay, so his shoes, if they have a straight edge on them, so you're going to put your straight edge right on the corner, and then his shoes are going to have just a little bit hanging over the side. So I'm going to go ahead and put a foam square, just making sure I stay within where the straight edge is at, because I want his feet to be popped up just a little. Okay. So already kind of looks like a gnome sitting. I didn't get my stripe centered. I should have put it on after I put on my shoes. Okay, this is the insert. And I'm going to do a little bit of inking on my bow. I think this would even be cute to, if you had some ribbon you wanted to use, to glue a real bow on here. That would be really cute. Or you can use the one that comes with it. I decided that I wanted to make this gnome kind of keep him looking like a Santa Claus, so I left him red. I probably should have done a different colored bow. And when I put this bow on, I'm just going to glue the edges down because I want the bow to be sticking up above the gift, okay? So I'm just going to put a little bit of a little bit of glue here on these two edges. And hope that I'm doing a better job centering it than my stripe on the front. I'm just going to put it on just like that. Okay. And that might have been easier to do if I had waited till I glued this down to the panel. It's not necessary if you don't want to use a pattern paper for the inside piece. I don't think you would really notice that your piece wasn't covered, because not very much of this is going to show, because that's going to be inside. So it's really not necessary to have that panel in there, but I wanted it for anybody that's looking at it from the top. I'm not going to put the hands on yet, and I am going to pop them with some foam tape, and I want to ink the edges here a little bit, soften that up so those lines aren't so hard. And I'm going to just cut a foam square in half. There it is for my hands. I'm going to go ahead and prep these, but I'm not going to put them on until I put the insert in so I can see where I want them to be. Okay, so those pieces are done. Now, if you wanted your gnome to have different colored clothes on, a different colored hat, the hat piece is separate, and this piece will glue right in like this. So you can give, for the little bit that shows, because his beard is here, if you want him to be wearing a pattern or even just a different color, you do have the ability to change the color of his clothes and to give him a different colored hat than this main piece. And because the base of my card is red, I'm trying to ink this up a little bit, try and make it look a little different. Get some distinction here. Now his face lines up to catch the fur of the hat. So you've got these two rounded edges that lines up just like that, okay? So for the first part of this, just squeeze that too hard. You just want to be gluing this just on that part, okay? There you are. And then you can go ahead and put your fur lining on. I'm just getting glue and ink and everything everywhere today. Today I'm having a messy day. Some days I can do this and everything stays nice and clean. Most days I'm sloppy. Okay. And I just want to roll that on. It's a little bit easier. I'm going to put the glue on the hat since the fur ball is a little bit wider. There we go. And I'm going to add some blue even to the edges of his beard. Sometimes I use gray on his beard, but I'm just going to stick with the blue. Time. For his nose, I'm going to use a little bit of the brown. Okay. So now let's go to the inside of our card. Make sure you're working on the inside. I'm going to glue this down. It's just a little bit smaller here so that it doesn't affect the opening and closing of the card. So just line it up side to side. Here, up above, it's the same distance. It's just down inside the card that it's cut in so that your card opens and closes the correct way. All right. Now for his hat, I want to pop this. You just want to add enough foam squares that if this were to get squashed, that it doesn't ruin the effect. I want one right down there. I probably have more than I need, but I wish I would have popped up the fur lining on his hat. I really would have wanted that popped, and I wasn't thinking when I glued it down. So I'm popping the whole hat. Okay, and then his beard. I need to ink the top part just in case that shows. There we are. His beard, I think I'm going to let it, I'm not going to put foam tape on it. I'm going to let it angle down. And so it just goes right up to the edge of your hat there. You can put the corners of it just over. Just like that. And his mustache comes in here. And I am going to pop this. And I may even wind up cutting another brim because I really would have wanted the brim of his hat popped up with some foam tape. Just that corner. I do like the beard angling down. That's kind of cute. Okay, so there is our gnome. Pretty simple. Very straightforward. And now for the insert, I'm going to just put some glue here on this tab. And see how the bow pops up above. And for this one, we're going to fold this over this way to catch because the side piece is over here. So just fold that over, catch that side, then put some glue on your tab and close up your card. Make sure I get that corner. Okay, and fold it back and forth. Make sure your card is functioning. And then for his hands, I think I'm glad I waited to put them on. These need to go on the outside. And that's kind of in the way of the shoe. Isn't he just a little cutie? So there is the Christmas Gnome box card. Okay, thank you for joining me.